me being creative is being able to stick my middle finger up to anybody who tells me no. I can't do this. I can't have that. Why? Their answers don't suit you. Find your own. And if it don't break the law, do your best to do it at the best of your abilities. If it does break the law, don't tell anybody. I was always the really weird kid, and so the only one I had to play with really was my brother, and he was in the video games while I was in the Legos. When I was 8 years old, I took apart my mom's garden chair and flattened down the steel pipes to make swords so me and my brother could kill each other honorably. We'd been fighting with sticks, bats, and everything for years. We just moved up to steel. And that's when the stitches started. Cleaver. Forged, made to look ugly. Start out thick piece, pound it down to a single piece, sharpen it a little bit, it'll go through anything. And if you notice by the tip, you could throw it and it sticks. I can throw just about anything, swords, knives, spears. This is another one. This is a claymore, 4 feet, 10.5 inches from tip to pommel. Another thing about this blade, spring steel, 1/4 inch thick, all the way down, single straight piece of blade. I make different things out of leather, out of cloth. Taught myself how because I didn't know exactly where to find a seamstress. Here we go is one of my leather jackets. It's a duster. This was the last one I did, which is probably the best one, I would think. It's corduroy lined. It has inside pockets, outside pockets, a belt that needs to be fixed. There we go. I think that's about right. This one's cashmere and satin. Actually gets the point across. Big bald guy in a trench. I don't get picked on. This is just kind of like a Chinese monk chain. 6 foot of chain, and then I just attach these weights, mainly because I can handle them, but they also do damage when they hit. So it's not like having spikes where you can't control either end. This way you can still use them, tie up your opponent, whatever else you might want. Another nifty little toy. I have weapons everywhere so my guests feel comfortable that they're always armed. It's 24/7 Halloween around here because it's the happiest time of the year. You get candy for bugging people, and you get to dress up and be whatever you want. A lot of these things in here I made. Some of them I didn't. Start by the multitude of chainmail and armor. That's a lot of time, and now I have arthritis and carpal tunnel on both hands, but I still love doing it. Different helmets. This one right here was one of my first. With a little bit of foam in a paper bag, it custom fits my head perfectly. It doesn't move around. And this used to be a computer casing and just regular steel banding. I folded over and riveted until I finally got it right. This is probably the first chest piece I ever made. It's old as time, again with the leather plate or the steel banding. Because when I worked on steel jobs, people throw this stuff away, and it's tempered, it's made to hold down metal, it's made to do a lot of things. Why not make armor with it? It stops blades. This chainmail I had made in high school, it's out of copper-coated welding rod. Took me a very long time to learn how to make chainmail because I didn't know anybody to show me. That's why when I was 17, I had the opportunity to drop out of high school and be apprenticed to a blacksmith and learn how to do all these things I love. So I took it, and then after that, joined the Army. When I was in 3rd grade, they did a medieval style festival for the year. We learned about the history, we got to dress up. I made armor for me and my brother out of aluminum and cardboard. We had soda boxes for helmets, and we went to school, and it rocked. It was fun. Everybody was happy. It just gave me an excitement, like I was part of a time that no longer exists, but I can still be chivalrous and creative. And this is my room. My Legos, my kitties, a couple toys here and there. Legos is how I got my start. Being able to create things when I was a kid, it gave me inspiration to move on and do bigger things, stuff for myself. This was the first unit I was with in the military. It was mechanized infantry, and then I went to an engineer brigade, and then I ended up in a artillery brigade. I was an Iraqi freedom veteran, not Iraqi enduring freedom, but Iraqi freedom. That was when it was still really messed up over there. Before the military, I'd never even considered owning a gun, didn't think I need one. Now it's hard to think of life without one. Strange how being in that place, being in that situation, I have weapons all around me all the time. Except for when I'm in public, when I'm driving, I'm not allowed to carry them, so I don't. There's nothing to say I can't have them at my house. And in the fortunate case of the zombie-apocalypse, I am the new Walmart of saviors. This is a '93 Cadillac Fleetwood hearse. Three Rockwood Fosgate P3s. Took out everything that was in it, flex sealed the whole thing, and used hockey tape and caulking to fill in the seams. Probably don't want to hear how it sounds. Neighbors will complain. I wanted to be a tough guy. The reason why? An abusive father and my mother having abusive ex-boyfriends. People I care about get hurt and I wasn't able to do things about it. And now I learned as much martial arts, as much gun training, military training, any kind of training to make me more efficient at harming another individual so I never have to do it. The more you know, the less you have to use. So my whole life it's been making swords, knives, medieval body armor, just to defend and be offensive, to care about others, to care about myself. Right here, we got these two, I cut them out with the torch, machetes, and they came out of a piece of angle iron. So all I had to do was just cut out the center. And I already have one edge half done for when I make a blade out of it. We're gonna send some sparks up. I honestly believe now it's the surprise in another person's eyes when they see something created out of nothing. That it's possible. That anything can be done if you just sit down with a little discipline and put your mind to it. Creating things is the ultimate way of saying, look, I did it, you can too. It doesn't matter if you're making armor, working on your car, going to work, being an excellent parent. Anything you do, do with a full passion and a full heart, or don't do it at all. I wanted to go to college to do metallurgy after my blacksmithing. I was welding, I was taking care of my wife and making sure she got her college done. Then we were going to have a couple kids and I was going to do college. And I wanted to learn metallurgy and more of the arts of science so I can make a better steel, make a better blade. Everything was fine about the military up until the whole war part, and then that kind of changed things a little bit. That changed perspective, that changed, we all were saying, yeah, we're going to go back and do everything we did just as we did before. Nobody ever did. Well, I suppose it was the ultimate sense of abandonment. By my wife, by my commanders, by my sergeants. It's too much for me to take. You can do anything if you have proper support, but when the axis of your entire life is removed, your feet pulled out from underneath you, how are you not to fall? After I had already lost my wife, I was injured while I was over there, and I came back, and my wife had taken everything, except my Legos. I still had them in storage, and I was able to keep my Legos, a couple suits of armor I had made, and start over. I can tell you the reason why I've managed to persevere is because there's always been some person counting on me, some person who needed me to win, some person who needed me to succeed. When somebody else holds you in such high esteem, you need to do anything and everything you can to accomplish whatever goal may be. So you can keep your promises, so you can take care of the people that need you. It's honor. Keep your word. You take care of those who take care of you, and try to take care of those who can't take care of themselves. Superhero complex at its best. The world wronged me, so I have to save it.